G'day legends, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the Skateboard Pilot V1 belt drive and it's running the blue 120 cloud wheels on this. And this is a board that's been sent down to me by Scott Davies in Queensland to give my daughter a bit of a run. She wanted a really nice beginner type board and he believed this was the one for her to start on. So I'm gonna do my quick review on it. Let's get into this. All right, so here we are on the Skateboard Pilot belt drive. And we're going to start off in low mode. Acceleration or torque off the line is very gradual and cruisy, nothing aggressive, which is what I expect from a beginner type board. We're doing 10 kilometers an hour, so that's nice. It'll be comfortable enough for a young kid to actually get out here and do some tries and just get a bit of a start in their skating. Something they can just feel how this all works, which is great. Mode 2, torque. A little bit more, but not much. It's marginally stronger. But again, we're doing 18 kilometers an hour, 17, 18 kilometers an hour. So again, nice gradual build-up speeds. This is nothing gonna tear you apart. This is nice and comfortable and really, it's a nice carvy board. It's nice and the deck's nice and firm. So for if you're a bigger rider starting off in the sport, really nice. Really good control on the board because of the stiffness, and really nice. All right, we're going to go up one more. Mode 3. Oh, torque is a bit punchier, which is good, which is where we expect it to be. Going to come over my little jump in a second. No, it's up. Yep, there it is. All right, see how the board handles the jump. Hop. All right, so mode 3, we're 22 kilometers an hour, 24 kilometers an hour. 25, so it's gradually climbing, 26, 27, 28, so 29 kilometers an hour, and that's probably tapped out in mode 3 for the Skateboard Pilot. And that's actually a good speed for this board, but again, nothing super aggressive with the torque, which is good. It's actually really good to see a board that the mode and the torque goes up gradually with it, so it's obviously really scaled well, and the acceleration curve is nice. I'm going to get up here and just have a bit of a play. It's a little loose on the rear, which I'd expect. 34k an hour, still in mode 3 with a big wind up. So 34k an hour is pretty good for this board, I reckon. Braking mode 4. Ooh, I have a few more goes of the brakes. All right, so we're going to turn around. I'm going to jump into mode 4 and go back the other way. There's obviously my little testing area. It's not far from where I live, so it's really easy to get to. And when the weather's been bad, I zip up here and do all my trials and stuff here. So up to mode 4. There it is. All right, so we're in mode 4. Let's test the acceleration. All right, so again, it's not aggressive, but it's stronger than mode 1, 2, and 3. So straight up 25k an hour. It's a bit squally, 31, 34 k's an hour, 35, 36. If I let it keep winding, it's going to keep going, 38. All right, whoa. End of the bend is a little squirrely and loose in the back. So I go back up again, 30, 34. It's a little loose in the back end, 38. So 41 kilometers an hour. It's a little loose in the back for me, but I tell you what, very good. It's very nice. That acceleration curve is really controlled. It's something I haven't seen in a lot of boards. That the acceleration ramps up with the top speed and the mode, which is really great to see. All right, so with this board, I've got 4 brake modes, and I'm going to test all 4 of them because I really want to see whether there's a big difference between 1, 2, 3, and 4. So at the fence, going to get up to 20 k's an hour. It's not too hard. 20 k's an hour. 1, 2, 3. All right, so mode 1 braking. All right, is about here. So what I'm going to do is going to get a bit of rubbish. I'm going to tear it here. I'm going to put the board right roughly around there where the board stopped. I'm going to go back and do it again and get to the same speed and see what mode 4 does. All right, here we go, mode 4 braking again, 20k an hour-ish. 20 is there. 3, 2, 1. So we've got about 2 meters, meter and a half, 2 meters less, 2, 3, 4. We've got about 8 meters from braking between mode 1 and mode 4 is about 2 meters difference. So it is slightly better on mode 4, but it's not a huge amount. I'm gonna come back and try mode 1 just one more time for, you know, what's and giggles. All right, mode 1 braking, same spot as before. 16, 20, there it is there. Gotta slow it down a bit, got a bit quick. 3, 2, 1. All right, so mode 1 gave me a completely different result to mode 4 before. So, one more time. Don't know whether my cardboard, I'm gonna put it over here on the grass because it might have moved. There we go. Gonna do one more on mode 4. You'd expect mode 4 to be the strongest, so we've moved the blue paper over, so let's see. 20, holding on 20. All right, 3, 2, 1, brake. All right, so as you can see from the blue paper over there, we've got a meter, meter and a half, and about 4 or 5 meters back there. So you definitely have stronger braking on mode 4 and than mode 1 by about a meter, meter and a half over at 20 k's an hour over that distance.
Specs straight up. It's a 7-layer maple with 1 layer of bamboo in the deck. It is very, very stiff-ish. It's got a little bit of spring. I'm 95 kilos, thereabouts. Maximum rider weight, 120 kgs. It's got a top speed of 46 kilometers an hour, allegedly. You'll see how fast I got on it. And it's got, which is works out to 28 miles per hour. Range on this, on spec sheet, 24 to 32 kilometers, 15 to 20 miles. Obviously range is very subjective, and hills, other things, and rider weight have a lot to do with it, so I'm not gonna bother doing a range test on it. All right, max load is 120 kilos for this board because it is a bit stiffer. It has got that total 8 layers, 7 maple, 1 bamboo, which is really, really good. It has got reverse kingpin trucks, and I'm not sure what the diameter of the bushings are, but they are quite firm as well for a heavier rider for me. I did loosen them up a little bit for my daughter, JT, so she can belt around and have a bit of comfort and learn how to steer and turn quite easily. The battery is an 8 amp hour. I'm not sure what is in it, or I think it's 2.88 watt hours on specs. It takes about 4.5 hours to charge this, and it only comes with a 2 amp charger. So nothing major, but for a beginner board, perfect for what I'd expect this to be set up to do. All right, the motors they're running 50, 55s. They are a belt drive, as you can see in there. 50, 55s, belt drives. They are a half motor guard, so that, again, I like it if that belt breaks, it spits out the back and doesn't jam up, which is good for someone who's a beginner, because you don't want that complication of anything happening out the rear and causing you more grief. We're running the 120 cloud type wheels on this. It says VOC board, there's no specifications or anything on the wheels, but they're about 120 diameter. I think it's about 6.8 kilos. The balancing of this again is pretty good. The board dimensions are 37.5 inches long, 9 inches wide at the widest, and 4.9 inches tall, which equates to 950 millimeters long, 230 millimeters wide, and 125 millimeters deck to top deck. That's pretty much the specs on this. Pros and cons. One thing I love about this board is the acceleration is not super aggressive. So for somebody who's starting out, it's really cruisy and it's comfortable on the throttle. So when you're accelerating, the torque is not super high, but it's very linear. So as you get on the throttle, you actually speed up gradually, which is really, really nice. It is a really nicely controlled acceleration curve, or probably, it's just a very linear, comfortable acceleration. So for my daughter to be riding this, I like how she can speed up gradually, and it's not a huge amount of torque straight up. Obviously there's some adjustment in the speeds and so forth, from low, medium, and faster and so forth, but for her, it's really, really nice. Cons, again, no tail, no nose. guards on this. Always like those. I wish they'd have everyone to just, or someone just start making a whole heap of them for these types of boards. Again, the power on is right under here in the back. It would be really good if it was around this side, but I understand why they don't do it. And the other thing that I really struggled with a little bit, remote, I love that ergonomic hole in there. Very adjustable. It's got 4 brake modes on it, but the braking, I tested a few times. The braking is probably about 6 meters on its highest level and about 8 meters on its lowest level. So I'm braking at about 20 kilometers to 25 kilometers an hour or 20 mile an hour thereabouts. It took about 6 to 8 meters to stop this, 6 meters at its highest rating or highest mode and 8 meters for its lowest. So the braking does change from the 4 settings, brake 1, 2, 3 and 4. But for me, I would have liked maybe a touch more braking for me. For her, for JT, it was really good for her. She actually found the braking really comfortable. She didn't find it's not gonna jump off. So I like the acceleration off the line. It's gradual and linear. The braking is very linear as well, so it's very controlled. And I think for her as a beginner, it's a perfect board for getting that midpoint of comfort. She had no problems riding this, and I think this board's going to give her. She's not as aggressive a rider as probably some new riders are, but for her, it really gave her a level of confidence, and she's really enjoying riding this. So this will be with her for a while until she gets comfortable enough. It has everything that she needs to ride, and I'm grateful for my mate Scott up in Queensland sending it down for her to learn and get better and be comfortable on, and she's doing great. For me, this board as a more advanced rider lacked a bit in the acceleration and torque for me. The braking wasn't as aggressive as I'm used to, but again, a lot of fun, nice carving board, really stable, and for me, I had a lot of fun in just having a nice cruise on it, and it was a really, really good board. But for a beginner, this is a perfect board for anybody out there starting in the sport who wants to spend a little bit of time and not rush into it and just see whether they like it. I believe the price point's quite good too. I'll leave the link into their website below. And thank you very much for Scott. Thank you very much for VOCboard for allowing me to do the review. That's it from me. Remember, stay upright, keep smiling. Craig Taylor out. You!